picture of it, and I'm done. Wait, why is the door cracked? Is everything okay in there? I don't hear anything. I feel like I should walk in because the door's cracked. Make sure everything's okay. All right. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! There's a naked man in there! Why is he naked?
Wipe your tears away. You don't have to cry no more. Said you don't have to cry no more. Wipe your tears away. Wipe your tears. Wipe them, baby. Said you don't have to cry no more.
And the police are doing nothing! I lost my job! And that was my only way to make money to pay my bills!
What's good, y'all? Welcome back. And I said welcome back to yet another video. How are y'all doing today? We are back with a potential banger, you know what I'm saying? I heard about this situation a while back. I've been making videos about situations mad late. I really gotta stop doing that, but it is what it is. So basically, this one DoorDash girl, she had pulled up to this one guy's this one guy's house and dropped off some food, but the door was open a little bit. And apparently she was supposed to take a picture of the food being dropped off and go about her day. But I guess she looked in while the door was open and saw that man being naked on his couch with the door open as soon as she arrived. Drunk, passed out, whatever. And bro, let me tell you something, right? I'm gonna go ahead and say what I have to say. That would be an annoying sight to see. If I was a DoorDash worker, bro, that would be a very annoying, disgusting thing to see, bro. Very disgusting. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a very embarrassing thing to happen to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Very just nasty indeed. I feel like that can definitely be a very uncomfortable situation for the girl. Absolutely. The girl, has every right to feel disrespected, feel irritated, feel annoyed and whatnot. But I don't think that this was sexual assault, bro. I don't think this was sexual assault. Like, I don't want to sound insensitive, bro. I don't want to sound very insensitive, right? I've heard crazy situations about sexual assault in my lifetime. In my lifetime, I heard some crazy, just wild stories that is disgusting. And there's no defending sexual assault in any way, shape, or form. There's no way you can defend sexual assault at all. No way. It's disgusting. It's just an invasion of your personal respect, space, whatever. It's just, it's I don't know. It's just, I've heard stories, and this just like, I was a DoorDash. While I was DoorDashing, I dropped off the food, and I saw the guy naked in his house, drunk, passed out, sleep, whatever. That doesn't sound like sexual assault to me. That sounds very uncomfortable, though. That sounds very stupid. It sounds like a stupid situation. But it's like, nah, absolutely not. I don't think that's sexual assault. Not the way she's framing it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. But how do we know about this, right? Because she recorded it. She recorded it, which was a big mistake. So she recorded this situation and posted it on social media, on TikTok. That's a problem, y'all. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain things, bro, not everything needs to be recorded. Not everything needs to be recorded. Like, look, y'all, not everything needs to be recorded. I know we live in a day and age where everybody and everything is getting recorded left and right, bro. You can't record a man in his own home naked and then just post it on social media. That's not something you can do. That's a big no-no. You feel me? I get it was a stupid situation. I understand how annoying that can be, but not everything needs to be recorded. Let's keep it real. Now everything needs to be recorded, and since you recorded that, DoorDash fired you for it.
That girl who drives DoorDash who got fired because she recorded a guy butt naked on his couch. Yeah, DoorDash finally responded. Here is basically what happened. Actually, let's just hear it from her.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. The DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open. Their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me.
First thing I want to say is any victim who's dealt with SA, harassment, or anything like that needs to be heard. We need to hear their story, and their situation needs to be properly investigated. Now, do I think she was SA? Not really. I think she was more harassed or indecently exposed, as she said herself. So I think those two things more correlate. And I believe if she came out and said those two things versus SA, I think a lot of people will be a lot more on her side. She didn't get fired for the situation that happened to her. She got fired because she recorded the guy sleeping in his own home.
DoorDash ended up firing you because you recorded that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things that doesn't need to be recorded. Like, I get it. It was a very uncomfortable situation to be in, but you recording all that, it's like, come on now. Come on now. She also reported the guy, right? The guy who was on the couch. That's not funny, but it's just like a stupid situation. You feel me? Like, so she reported the guy and got him off DoorDash. They kicked him off. They said, no, you're no longer on our platform. Because let me get into the guy right quick. Let me get into the guy. Pause. If you have somebody coming over to drop off some food, right, whether it's Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever, you name it, why in the world are you going to be naked? I mean, you could be naked in your own house. That's perfectly fine. You feel me? But you're going to have the door open? You're going to have the door open? My boy, the door open? Why are you going to have the door open? Why in the world would you have the door open? I heard before that apparently she opened the door herself, right? I've heard that. I haven't seen that part yet. If that is true, the girl is even a bigger problem than what she was. But right now, I don't think that's the case. I think that's just a rumor going around. But I'm just going to keep talking about it like I see it. The door just cracked open. If the door was already cracked open, right? Not even cracked, apparently wide open, apparently. If the door is open, and you know somebody, like, why is the door even open? Like, I get it, it's your house, but why is the door just open? And you're naked. What an idiot, bro. What an idiot. What an idiot, bro. And you're, like, look, I've always kind of said this before, right? If you're drunk, that's no excuse to be acting like an idiot, bro. There's no excuse, bro. No excuse. I get it. It makes people act like idiots. But just because you're drunk and you do stupid stuff does not mean that your consequences are going to be drunk as well. You feel me? A drunk with it. Like, oh, you know, you was drunk. It's fine. You know, I get it. You just slapped me in my face, right? But because you're drunk, it's okay if I don't knock you out too. It's perfectly fine. You're drunk. Oh, I get it. You're drunk. You feel me? You was speeding. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You're drunk. You was speeding? Hold on. You was drunk? That's why you were speeding? It's fine. You was drunk. No. What? Common sense would tell you that, like, no. Oh, yeah, so you got kicked off DoorDash. Duh. Why would you have your door cracked? Why would you have your door open and naked and passed out? It's like everything that went wrong with the situation just went wrong. You know what I'm saying? And you ordered food. You know someone's going to be on the way. What an idiot, bro. You can do whatever you want inside your own house. We get that. But that's why you got reported, sir. Because you left the door open. What an idiot. What an idiot. All right. But back to it. What was I about to say? The girl, I'm going to be honest with you, I think she overreacted. Me personally, I felt like she kind of overreacted well. She really overreacted. I was sexually assaulted. I'm the victim. I don't believe you were sexually assaulted. You feel me? You was the victim of being, you know what I'm saying, of that situation. But did all this, also you recorded it too, which is stupid as well. You made the situation way worse than what it was. You know, I get it, bro. I never want anybody to lose their job. You feel me? I'm never going to wish anybody to lose their job. But, bro, come on. Like DoorDash, they set out a statement, you know, feel me? This should have been a private matter. This shouldn't have been a public matter like this. You feel me? I feel like you could probably make like a little story time about it. You feel me? Something funny, not funny, but you know, yeah, maybe like an awkward story time one day. You know what I'm saying? Very awkward. But to record it and act like this on social media, that's a bad look for everybody involved. So yeah, that's the end of the video. The girl, I think she made a video recently. I haven't seen it, but yeah, you were a problem as well, ma'am. I feel like you were a problem as well. Yeah, I think that's the end of the video. I don't know what else to really kind of say. I think that's it. You feel me? I got my 2 cents in and I broke down the situation. Yeah, so how do y'all feel about it? Y'all understand where I'm coming from? Do y'all understand where she's coming from? Or the passed out guy, where he's coming from? Yeah.